Right, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, that was my fault. That was my fault. I'm definitely going to move that button. I have what you call an Elgato Stream Deck. And yeah, I'll show it to you guys. To those who want to be familiar with it. I don't know if you can. I have this. This is an Elgato Stream Deck. And if you look right here at this button right here, it says finish. And when I was moving my hand over to hit switch screen, it ended the program. So that one was my fault. That wasn't them. That was me. That was all me and my fat fingers. So, yeah, that one was me. Oh man. Hey, hold on just a second. Yeah. Oh, she got it. I guess she got it. All right. Yeah, that one was all me. Put that. It might help if I put that on silent. All right. Sorry about that, folks. And hopefully I can get my numbers back up. That was a mistake. I actually hit the wrong button. Actually, I didn't try to. I just moved my hand over, but I'm definitely going to get rid of that one. I'm going to put something else there. If it's not one thing, it's another. You know, I want it to go perfect, but it never does. It never does. Okay, my numbers are climbing back up. All right. Now we went over the executive order earlier. I'm not going to repeat that. John, what's going on, man? I see you there. Hey, John, you might make sure Chris and Brianna's on there too, because I got some updates. I called Treasury Direct and spoke with them for about 35, 40 minutes. So I got to find my show. Should be back up, huh? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. I accidentally hit the button and just screwed up my live. That's okay. Hopefully you guys can find me again. Hopefully they find me again. And I messed that up. Let these number build for just a little while. All right. Anyway, yeah, I did talk. We spoke on the executive order and I focused in on a couple of things. Now, one of the things that I want to address is the fact that I started getting some negative comments on the stream, and which is fine because I could stand out in front of City Hall giving out $50 bills And there's always going to be someone to pass by and ask, how come I'm not giving out $100 bills? And that's how it's always going to be. And this is bad. I hate the fact that I hit that button. Anyway, but there's always going to be someone that's going to be upset. Someone is going to be mad at the fact that, like I said, I could be giving out 50s and they're going to be mad that I'm not giving out hundreds. All right. And so for the people who feel like they have to be naysayers or negative Nancy's or doubting Thomases and all that other stuff, that's fine. You can keep doing it. But I guarantee you the only reason why you're logging on to this page is because there's some information that you need, or you heard of some information you might be able to find on here. Now you can easily say, oh no, he gonna go to jail, anything like that. Okay, I'm going to go to jail for submitting a request, really? An inquiry. Because that's all the form is an inquiry. It's basically saying, hey, there's a chance I have some bonds there. Can you look? Here's my social security number. Now I called when I spoke to the young lady. I'm not going to say her name. Spoke to the young lady and I told her that I think I may have some bonds there. And she asked me, do you have the bond account number? And I said, ma'am, no, I don't have the bond account number. And she said, okay, that's fine. I can look it up through your social security number. All right. Now that's the first sign that there could possibly be something, because she needed my social security number for the bond because she can track it down with that. Matter of fact, she looked it up, looked through my social security number, found out that they just received my paperwork Friday, and they uploaded everything is into the system. And now they have researchers there. They call them researchers. And the researchers are actually, they take the file and they go and look through I guess they have hard copies. Or microfiches. I don't know. They have hard copies or something like that they're actually going back and researching and finding those copies. So I'm thinking probably a day, or probably like a half a day to do the research on it or something like that once they track it down, because I don't think everything is digitized just yet. Because as a matter of fact, I asked her how we were going to get notified, and she said that they're going to be using snail mail. Not email, but snail mail. Okay. They're going to send notification via the mail. So, not sure if they're going to update that or anything like that. But, anyway, one of the things I recommend is going to Treasury Direct and getting you, opening a Treasury Direct account. It's a free account. Once you sign up, it's going to send you 2 emails. One is going to be, the account number, and the other one is going to be what they call an OTP, right? A one-time passcode. So just be aware, you're going to get 2 emails. It's going to ask you for the OTP. The volume is too loud over there. It's going to ask you for an OTP, one-time passcode. Make sure you don't enter that because somebody did it incorrectly. I entered my password in there, not my password, the account number there instead of the OTP. And I had to wait like 15 minutes because it timed me out. Anyway, make sure you put the OTP code. It's OTP. You're going to get 2 emails. Enter OTP and then you have an account. Now, the reason why I say that is if there is money there in the when you go and sign up for the account or open the account, if there is money there, you would actually connect your bank account to that account. You can connect it there. So, let me see. I'm trying to get to these forms and everything like that. Okay. Once you go there, what else did she tell me? Okay. Now, as far as, let me go back to this. Right, moving some stuff around here on my screens because I want to keep my chat open. Okay. Now, if you were with us over on the other show with Amina, you would see this. Okay, let me switch this over. There it is. All right. And this is where we left off at on this. Now, how I got to this amount right here, this value is, let me shrink the screen down because it's not shrinking. There it is. Now, it's two things I want to tell you from the ones that have seen the older videos. You know what? Let me just start from the very beginning. Now, there are two things I want to tell you guys that happened, that occurred. Why is this looking like that? I don't even know how it's looking on YouTube. Let me see. Yeah, it's just not looking right. I'm trying to center it to make sure it's centered properly so everyone can see it. Okay. There it is. Now, I'm going to start over again. And when I go through the system, how to get to that area. Now, this form is this is Treasury Direct. Now, according to the executive order, they set up this site called Treasury Hunt. Now, we looked up Treasury Hunt and it redirected us to this site here. And it redirected us to this site, Treasury Direct. Now, and in this site, all you have to do is go down. Now, one thing about this that I learned today, by clicking on this calculator to run your numbers to see if your Social Security number is connected to a bond, it's not going to truly tell you if it's really truly connected to a bond. What it's going to do, and this is what the young lady told me today. She said, this is going to give you an estimate of what the bond is worth. She said, you can use your Social Security number. She said, you can also use random 9-digit number because the accounts are 9 digits. And which I asked her again, if you didn't have the account number, how would you look it up? And she said, we would look it up under your Social Security number. So I asked her, if I had an account there, and my Social Security number, you would find it, you connect it to me. Am I correct? I said, yes. And so I asked her again. So you're saying that if I don't have an account number, and you look it up via my Social Security number, it will show that I actually have something, a bond in my name. She said, yes. I said, okay. I just want to be clear. But in this, I'm going to show you a random selection just to do this. But then once I do that, I have some, I want to check. I just want to show you this. Watch, check this out. Now, I'm going to start with E-bond because that's where we all start at. That's the most popular one. And that's the one that actually has the largest amount in it. Now you see all of these. Let me blow it up a little bit more. Okay. When these bonds came out, they actually had, the reason why they have different denominations here, when the bonds came out, they sold bonds for these denominations. So basically they wanted everyone to take part in this. And this bond service, this is basically for, it was during war and all this other stuff. And then same time they're trying to, they were trying to help the morale with the United States and all that. And anyway, I go. Because they took all the gold and all that other stuff, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Anyway, each one of these were an individual bond. All right. So what you do is you would go here. We started with 10,000. I put a series here, a series of numbers, 9-digit numbers. Really, you can put half the numbers there because I messed up on my social twice while I was doing it, and it still came up with a value. Anyway, this particular bond was issued in May 1952. All right. Now that's when it was. But if I was born in December of 69. So I would use, this is 1269 because I wouldn't be qualified for this, but my parents would be. But hit calculate, and that's how much that bond is worth. But here is the kicker. This is one of the things. Now, I need to give shout out to Zakia and Mr. Petty. Paul or Mr. Petty. One of them, Zakia and Mr. Petty, they discovered this. All right. Now, she went through and she did it for every month, from that day up till 1980, because that's when this particular bond ended in 1980. But you couldn't do it that way. We found out, that was wrong. But by her doing that, we were able to discover something else. When what we discovered was that these bonds are renewed every year. So this bond is not touched anymore. Once they purchase this one bond in 1 year, this is how much that bond is worth. That means, I'm sorry, please forget that. In 40 years. Because this bond right here lasted 40 years. So this one, maturity date was 1992. It was 52 to 92. This was a 40-year bond. After 40 years, this right here is what this bond is worth after 40 years. Now, that was a one-time purchase. Now, each year, they purchased a new bond. Watch this. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to put the same number in. All right. And then I'm going to change the date. I'm going to go 05. And I'm going to look right here. I said 1952. Let's go 1953. And then I'm going to calculate. Now, you see what happened? Now, each bond, it happens. It goes. See how I messed up on the number? I purposely did this because I wanted to show you that it really doesn't matter what it is, the serial number or anything like that. What we want to see is what happens now. And I asked her if each bond is purchased after each year, and she said, "Well, everyone buys a bond every year, something like that." So I did the math on that. Now, let me show you something that was really crazy that they discovered. Also, was this? I'm going to go back and do the same thing over again. And then I'm going to put 0, let's say, 05, 1965. It jumped. It jumped up $30,000. And what happened during that time? This is during the time of Vietnam War. And they felt like they were helping their country out by purchasing these bonds. Now, the same process works for all the rest of them. The E bonds, the I, and the double E. See, the double E bonds, the I bonds, and also as well as the savings note. The savings note, you don't have very much in there, but it's your money. Right, it's your money. So, but other than that, that was pretty much it on this. I wanted to show you that, yes, each year a new bond was purchased in every value, every denomination. When I started doing the math on this, I got up to $3 million, a little over 3 million. Right here, it was a little over $3 million. But she really couldn't answer that question about each year being purchased. But we figured that one out just doing the math. Myself, Zakia, and Paul. We ran through this. So yes, I do. And these are some of the people who follow me on Instagram, and they got in touch with me, and I do my best to answer everyone's question. If you follow me on Instagram, it's same title, Black Pill Red. You follow me on Instagram. I do my best to get to every question. It's funny because I got one thumbs down. I wonder who that was. Anyway, because I'm not doing anything with telling you how to get money. So anyway, the forms. Let me go to the forms because it's a couple of things I need to show you about the forms. So you might want to get your pens ready for that one. All right, it's nothing technical. It's nothing technical. Just something. It's something to simplify it. I expected to get more thumbs down than this because if I can't tell you to go to the bank and collect money, somebody's gonna be mad. Remember I said earlier, I could be standing out here giving out $50 bills, but someone would be upset at the fact that I'm not giving out $100 bills. I'm trying to figure out where you at, but hold on, let me see, because I think when I messed up the last one, yeah. Let me do it that way. I sent you another link. Okay. Now about these forms. Now I purposely did it this way just so that I can explain it to you how these forms are. All right. Now, you remember this is the 1048. Now this is the 1048 form. Now this is the one thing I discovered today, and hopefully I'm not too loud because I'm in the red on the thing. Hold on, let me back off of it a little bit. Can you guys hear me? Please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay. All right. Now, right here, she said that in this area right here, you just need to put a date range. All right. It's just that's exactly what it says right here. Exact date or a range of dates. So that means I would check from 69 to 2021, basically. This is what I would put here. I would type in right here, 1969 to 2021 in this box right here. Over here, none of these are necessary. She said the only reason why these are necessary is if you have the bond in your possession. So if you have a copy of the bond already and you want to know how much it's worth, yes, you put it here and the face amount right there would tell them, if it's a $10, $25, $50, $100 or whatever. But these right here, you won't need. You won't need this. This box over here, you need to put your social, name, address, and city. Now, I asked her about that. I said, well, what if they don't know where they were born? She said, doesn't matter. Just go ahead and fill in where you get your mail, because they're going to actually have to mail stuff back to you. And you want everything to match up. And plus, if I'm correct, if anybody's looked their credit up through these credit bureaus and everything like that, you'll see that they have every address that you've been at, you lived at. So they can actually match it up there too. But again, over here, I would put 1969 through 2021. No face amount need right here, and no bond number needed, meaning you don't have to put your social security number because your social security number is right here. What you want me to send to your IG? What, the images? This picture right here. Did you get that? You get that link I sent you? I sent you a link in a message. Okay. Well, anyway, this right here, this is the date you put in 69 through 2021. And you do not need to put your social security number right here because your social will be right here at the top. All right. Put social right here. And then you get the next line. It'll be your name, address, and then telephone number like that. Okay. All right. Now, next down, let me go over these because these are the 4 questions that a lot of people, yeah, I sent you an eCam link. Okay. Hold on just a sec. Bear with me. Trying to get I have to get everything lined back up because like I said, I wiped everything clean and and everything is not lining up properly. Okay. While waiting on that, the next question is, the code came back pretty quick. And 30146. All right. In this, the next form, you click lost would be the next button you click. Was a police report filed? No, it wasn't. Now, these are the 4 questions I get asked a lot right here. I get asked these a lot. All right. When was the loss discovered? 4/14/21 is the date we used because that was the date that we discovered that money was, that we had to check for a possible savings bonds in your name. So we would go there and that's the date we use. And then it says who had the bonds last and why. The U.S. Treasury, but the bonds were never released to us. All right. And it's not the fact that, you want to say that they stole the bonds, I'm going to leave that alone. Anyway, you don't want to piss off the government. All right. See, this code is not. But the next line is where were the bonds last placed? U.S. Treasury. Now, y'all make sure y'all write this down because this is what you want on that application because you still have to submit this form. It still has to be submitted. Now, this part right here, I know you can't read it, and I'm going to have to read it to you. I'm not sure if my screen would actually zoom in far enough. Let me see. Yeah, it does. All right. It says, I missed the question. I'm sorry. When were the bonds last seen? And this is what we typed in there. Never in plain sight. Although I discovered through treasurydirect.gov that there were possible bonds registered in my name. Let me back out of this and then I'll read it to you. All right. It says, let me scan over again. When were the bonds last seen? Never in plain sight, although I discovered through treasurydirect.gov that there were possible bonds registered in my name. I'm trying to bring Amina on, and my system is really messing up. Well, it's not really messing up. It's just, like I said, I wiped everything clean. So there it is. There you are. Okay, it's on the way. All right. Let me go to the next question. I'm going to go back over this one more time before I get off. Okay, so bear with me. All right. Next question. Were any identification documents also stolen? No. They already have your identification and all that other stuff, so nothing was stolen. All right. Authorities, he says, provide regarding authority to complete change. Are you named on the bonds? Yes. It either is your name or your social security number. So yes, you will be named on the bond. It would actually have your social security number, which is your name. Now, and it's funny because I was telling a friend of mine who's Muslim. He kept talking about a government name and all that other stuff. And the government name is your social security number. It's not the name that your mom and your daddy gave you. Your government name is your social security number. But anyway, I don't want to get into that. We'll get into arguments about that. Anyway, this, you say, describe your authority. Right here, you would put self. I didn't put it on there, but the name, the word self will go here. SELF, self. And everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. Are you court appointed? No. Minors. And see this part right here for those who have children, that they're going to do their children. And like I say, everything is done the exact same way. It's just that if you had kids, you would check this box and you put their name and date of birth there. And they'll know how to check it and know where to search for it and everything like that. But on to the next application. Hold on. See, everything else is still the same. Excuse that. Yeah, everything's still the same. You want to fill in this. A payment, you want to direct deposit it into your bank. You're going to give your bank account number. So that comes, I think it was the form. Was it this one? Yeah, it's the form before this one. All right, because I skipped that form by accident. Got choked on the water. Anyway, you want to put your account number here. Here it is. You open up a Treasury direct account. On the site, you can open an account. Remember, I said at the very beginning, you want to open a bank account. I mean, not a bank account, but a Treasury direct account. I feel like that it's beneficial to open that up. So open that account up, and you're going to get 2 emails when you open it up. You're going to get your account number, which you can put right here. This is where, if you don't have an account number, that's fine. And when you mailed it in, so don't panic if you mailed it in already and you don't have an account number. No, that's fine. But when you do open an account, you put your account number right here. And then your name, which you don't want to own, and then your social security number right here. And then do not sign this. Do not sign any document unless you're in front of a notary or a medallion stamp. Now, that is another question I had for her, but we'll get back to that. All right. I'm missing a form that I need to. I think, was this it? Yeah, this is it. This was it. See up here, that's for your social again. It's like your social security number. It's all over this thing. Your social security number goes here. Your bank number right here. It's your bank account number. Goes right here. Your routing number right here. The name of your bank and the telephone number and what type of account you're going to have it in. Now, like I said, because of the fact that when you open an account, this right here, as well as on the account that you open, is going to have your banking information on there. So that makes it easy for you that if there is a bond there, which we all praying that it is, if there's a bond there, you can transfer the money from that account to your bank account via that site. These forms right here, or if you don't have a computer or anything like that, you didn't open an account, they can actually send the money through routing and all that other stuff. But I believe opening an account there and putting stuff on the internet, through them, I think it'll be faster and easier to do it that way. But this form right here, I asked her, I said, so when I put my bank account number here and I did it on the site, I said, what's the difference? And she said, for the people who didn't open an account, they have your account readily available. If you have money in there, they'll direct it to your bank account. But if you open the account on the Treasury Direct, they can do the exact same thing. It's just that it would happen a lot quicker. All right. Now, let me see. I'm toggling up to page 1. I'm going to go back over this again. All right. I'm trying to figure out how, I thought, I don't know. I mean, I sent it to you, the link, but you know what? I'm just going to test this out tomorrow. If you don't come in today, I'm going to call you tomorrow and we'll test it out because I got to get this set back up. I know me and John locked in on it before I erased everything. So anyway, back to this form. All right, pay attention, y'all. I'm going to go through it really quick. And then I'm going to go back to the Treasury Direct homepage and go back through that. All right. All right. All right. In this area right here, this first box, and she said, it doesn't matter. I asked, one question I asked her. I said, well, how do you know which bond to look for? The E, the double E, the I, or the savings note? And she says, it doesn't matter. When the researcher goes back there to look up your account, they're going to look in all the bond sections. And she said that if they didn't, you can always call back and they'll make sure they go through it. But they're going to look through all the bonds with that particular account number. In our case, it would be our particular Social Security number. So again, right here, you just need a date range. I'm just getting my voice back, people. I lost my voice this week. So they're looking for a particular date range. In my case, it was 1969 through 2021. All right. These boxes are not necessary. Now, the only reason why you would fill in these boxes is if you have in your possession the actual bond and you want to see the value. Because on that bond, it would have the face amount, basically what they paid for it, and the bond number. So I asked her, I said, okay, I don't have a bond number. She said, that's fine. Give me your Social Security number. She looked up through Social Security and found, okay, they got my request, my inquiry, these forms right here you see now, they have in their possession. And she said they were scanned into the system, and the researcher she said either today or tomorrow he's going to go through and pull it. She said she don't know how fast they are going back there because she really don't get these. Another thing about the notary, she said, and John, you can attest to this also, because we have another person who says we need a medallion stamp. She said, with these forms, you need a medallion stamp. And I told her, I said, well, we called last week and they said they accepted just the notary stamp. And she said, well, in some cases, yes, they will accept it. She said, but no, but to these particular forms, she said they request a medallion stamp. I don't know if she said that to try to stump me or something like that or what. I don't know. Well, I said, well, when we called last week, they told us we didn't need a medallion stamp. I said, we were going to get a medallion stamp. They said it wasn't necessary. At the bank, they said it wasn't necessary. But she said no. She said in this. So what I'm going to explain to you, guys is to do this. Get the medallion stamp. Just get the medallion stamp anyway on these requests, these forms to request. Get the medallion stamp just to be on the safe side, because because it's a chance I could get my form back, or they call and give me a letter, send me a letter back saying, hey, we need you to have a medallion stamp. To be on the safe side, get the medallion stamp. All right, get the medallion stamp. Now over here in this side is plain and simple: social security number, your name, your first, middle, and last name, and then your address. It doesn't matter where you're at, what address it is. She said where you receive your mail at. You want to use that address where you receive your mail, because they're going to be corresponding with you via that, unless you call up there and ask questions or something like that, and they're able to look up your account. But other than that, they're going to be speaking to you via the mail. So you want to put in the mail address where you live at. Okay. You want to click stolen. No, you don't want to click stolen. I'm sorry. You want to click lost. That was a Freudian slip. I looked at stolen and said it. You want to click lost. Was a police report filed? No. The date of the discovery, we use 4/14/21. That is the day that we discovered that executive order. All right. Who had the bond last and why? The U.S. Treasury. You say, but it was never released to me. Or you can easily say, but I was never notified. Right. And then where were the bonds last placed? It was at the U.S. Treasury. And this one you can't really see. I'll zoom in a little bit more. When was the bonds? Oh, I forgot to read the question. When were the bonds last seen? Please forgive me for moving. I know people get a little motion sickness. Never in plain sight. Although I discovered through treasurydirect.gov that there were possible bonds registered in my name. All right. That is what we put down there. Well, at least that's what I put down there. And John, his was pretty much the same, similar to this, but I just added a few extra words to it to try to make it look different. Remember how I used to cheat in school? You can't make it look exactly like you gotta make it look like you came up with something. All right. Were there any identification documents also stolen? No. That's basically, I can tell you why they asked that question. It's because if they stole your bonds and they stole your ID, they can cash in the bonds. But if they didn't steal your ID, they can't cash in the bonds. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why that question is asked. All right. Now, are you named on the bonds? Yes. Your name may not be physically on there. You take that back, because they do own your birth certificate, which the birth certificate was found. I think it's 600 billion. I think they said it was 600 million birth certificates were found in the Vatican. Anyway. Are you court appointed? No. And the court appointed person, the reason why they asked that question, what if you have you're filling something out for your spouse, and your spouse is handicapped or indigent, or you have a relative that's sick that can't sign for anything or something like that, and you have a power of attorney. That is, that's what that question is. Okay. Now let me go to the next one. Okay. Again, like I said, your social security number is all over this thing. All right. Now you got your social security number right here. They even accept EIN numbers. Really? Anyway, you want your bank routing number. your bank account number right here, your bank account number, checking or savings, wherever you want the money deposited, your bank name and the telephone number, because they're going to call them. They're going to call them and say, we're going to wire, especially if it's a large amount. So you definitely want to make sure you got the right telephone number. I asked her about that. I said, does it have to be the bank number, or should a person put their phone number, or do you need the bank manager? You need a certain, area. She said, no, just put the bank telephone number on there and they'll know how to navigate through there once they get through there. Because if they're going to wire a large amount of money, they're going to, connect with someone there and say, hey, I'm such and such. We're about to wire such and such this or that, just to, give them heads up so that they can, prepare on their end to receive it. And going into the QFS system, and John, you can attest to this, going into the QFS system, this should take no more than about 15 minutes now for them. No, that's overseas. So that means here in the States, it'll probably be no more than about 6 or 7 minutes. It used to take about a day. All right. So, but yeah. Now let me go back to the Treasury Direct. The website, and I'm going to touch on that before I go. Yeah, I'm just getting my voice back. I lost my voice from talking so much the past couple of weeks. Yeah, I can start right here. All right, I'm going to start right here on this part. All right, right here on this, let me open this screen up real quick. Okay, right here, the date of issuance. I mean, the value as of today, as of this day right here, this is what the value of the bond will be. Now, like I said, we looked up these bonds, and I'm going to use random numbers because she told me, she said, yes, you can use random numbers. She says it doesn't matter. What this calculator is, it's giving you a rough estimate of what that bond would be worth if there was a bond there. Well, it's going to be discovered that you have bonds. Anyway, if there's a bond there with your name on it, it's going to show there that, what the value of the bond is, if in which a bond is proven to be there. So I'm going to put some numbers there. Remember that. All right. And by doing that, this is the value of what I did. This is the first one. So roughly a rough estimate as of May 1952, right here. As of May 1952 to 1992, that's 40 years. Each of these bonds are worth 40 years. Now I'll explain it to you. It's $61,000. Now, each year since then, they purchased a new bond. Yes, they purchased a new bond with every denomination each year with all of these. Reason why they look up these denominations, because these were the price of the bonds at that time. Yes, they did have $10 bonds. Those $10 bonds would probably be worth no more than about $200-$300 now. It wouldn't be a lot, but at the same time, well, let's do a $10 one. Let's see. All right. Let's say 05 1952. Yep, lift the slash out. Okay, I got an error message. They were sold 1944 through 1950. So that's really not going to be for the E bonds. You see it up here at the top. Let me show you. Let me zoom in. And that's the one good thing I love about this. Site is because when you get an error message, it'll tell you what you need to do to correct it. See right here? So if I go and correct that, and it goes through 1950, so the issue date, I will go every year for the 6 years from 1994 to 1950. So let's start there. 061944. Calculate. That bond is worth $43. It's not a lot. But here's the kicker. This is what I was telling you. Go to the next year. There. And then go to the next year. So that year was 061985. I still forgot the slash. Calculate. It's 85. It's 45. I'm sorry. 1945. I'm ahead of myself. Okay, there it is. So, see, that's another $40. Like I said, the $10 ones really didn't mature that much, but at the same time, it's still your money, and you want it now. But you see what I did, right? I went 1944, 45, and then I would go 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. I would do that for every denomination and every series. So yes, it's going to be this part right here. You're going to have well over 200 for that. And right now I'm at 200, like $200,000 right there alone. So I'll do one more. Let's do one more under the $10,000 range. All right. All right. Let's go E-bond. Let's go 10,000. What year did we stop at? 1965. Issue date. Okay. Let's go 66. You see? That's how much that bond is going to be worth right now. $48,000. That put me at $270,000 so far. And this is just a drop in the bucket. Now, Trump said he was working on the biggest stimulus that you've ever seen. I believe this is what he was referring to. These bonds. Now, like I said, I could be 100% wrong, but I tell you this much, and I say it all the time. I'd rather be 1% right as opposed to 99% wrong. So that means we just need to do our homework. We need to check and see. And that's what we're doing. We submitted the paperwork as an inquiry to see if we have stocks in our name. We didn't do this to try to steal anything from anybody, because stuff has been stolen from us for all our life. Now, here's the thing right here. All right. They say that black folk has been held down all their life and all this other stuff. Well, they're in white America. You've been getting screwed too. They had money on your head too. All right. And your social security number carries weight just like ours do. Racism is just there to keep tension, just to keep animosity between us, because they want to keep control, which is part of the reason why they have a two-party system, which is really not good, because of the fact that the two-party system creates divide, and you don't want that. You really just need who's the best man for the job. But other than that, I touched on it. I'll probably touch it again. Come back live again this week with John. John and I we're gonna come back this week. We also have some health stuff we want to bring up to you about an alternate to that, the thing to get in your arm, an alternate means to that. We have something that we want to talk about. Hopefully the show will last 5 minutes, because I'm not going to title it, but it's something we want to bring to you guys and let you know that it was an option out there that's available that they're not talking about. All right. About getting yourself some clearance in society, from this fake bug. What am I looking for? I think that's it. I was just checking my notes to make sure I got everything. everything covered. Yeah, that's it. That's all the forms I have open. And because I didn't want to do any other news or anything like that just for this episode. I wanted to come in and touch it because my voice, I'm just barely getting my voice back. So I didn't want to talk too long. So I ended up talking an hour. My throat is killing me right now. But feel free, go to my IG page, send me a message, even including the people who gave me a thumbs down. I know you're still listening, which is fine. If you have any questions, go to my IG and ask me a question if you want to, because I love everyone just the same. And it's the same way I policed when I was policing. I didn't care, if you were a suspect, you were a suspect. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, man, woman, it didn't matter. If you were a suspect, you broke the law. I treated you like a suspect. You broke the law. But other than that, everybody got treated with respect when it came to me. All right. And trust me, there are people out there to try to push your buttons. All right. But just be cautious of, everything that's going around. You know what? I said last time that I was going to tell you another story, policing. Let me tell you guys about my first arrest. Now, it was probably, it wasn't a good time to get an arrest. I mean, nothing to brag about, but my first arrest was a burglary in progress. It was another burglary. It was a school getting broken into. And my partner, I was training at the time. And we get to the school and we saw the open door. So we go in, flashlights and all that other stuff. And we peeking around a corner and we see this guy. It was a white gentleman that was in there pushing that, those tall TV carts you used to have with the projector on there and everything, the tall one. Well, he had that on there. He had a TV on that, and he had a couple of VCRs beneath it. But when he come around a corner, we hit him with the lights, the flashlights, and basically scared the crap out of him. Literally scared the crap out of him. Yes, literally scared. Yeah, where's the poop emoji? You need somebody to put a poop emoji up there. So yes, we literally scared the crap out of this guy. Now we had to arrest him, so I had to put cuffs on this guy and transport him in the car to the jail. Fortunately, we were only 10 minutes away from the jail. But just imagine, if for all of you who have children, when that diaper gets a little packed, that scent started hitting inside of that car. That scent stays in that car for a minute, right? So we had to transport this guy to jail. And by doing that, we both rode with our heads out of the window, right? Like dogs, right? And so, I mean, when I said this guy was funky, this guy was, oh my God, it was horrible, right? Anyway, when we got there, now one thing about that you have to do when you catch a crime in progress and you catch a suspect, you have to take him straight to a judge because he has to be warned. He has to be told his rights, and he has to be told what crime he committed, and and that he's going to get a court-appointed attorney if you have an attorney. Now, when we did that, we had to go into the court with this guy. The judge was reading some paperwork, and as soon as we sat down, the judge was going off. He said, this. All of a sudden, he just raised his head like, what in the hell is that smell? Right? He smelled them. And everybody, and it was a full court because this was the day that people were getting their bonds raised or getting their bonds dropped or getting freed or time served and all that. So it was a bunch of orange suits and a lot of people around there, and people were getting sick. They were holding their nose and everything. And the courtroom was like, oh my God. And the judge said, what is that scent? And everyone pointed at him. And he said, man, are you okay? And the guy said, well, I guess they just scared the crap out of me. Literally. And the courtroom fell out laughing. The judge laughed and he called recess. He said, look, get that guy. Look, he wrote him an impromptu warning. Look, you broke into this school. You right? You did that, right? Yeah. Okay. You go get a court-appointed learner, sign here. Get out of here. He signed it, and we actually had to have trustees to come clean our car out and all that because he had it all in. It was all on the floor in the back. It was miserable. It was terrible. And that was my first arrest. So, yeah, some of these arrests, they go, some go good and some go horribly wrong. And we've seen the scenes that go horribly wrong with the shootings and all that other stuff. And I was blessed to have praying parents and praying family. So I went my entire career without having to fire my gun once. But I can't say it didn't happen around me with some of my partners or something like that. Some of my guys that rode with me in other situations. But yeah, it's happened. It's happened before with them, but me, no. And I was fortunate enough not to have that happen to me. But other than that, people, that's that one story, my police moment, my police corner, say something like that happened to me back when I was policing. And that happened 25 years ago, guys. 25 years ago. It should be 26 now, I think. Yeah, I think it's 26 now. It's 26 now. So it happened 26 years ago. Yeah. That's about right. 26 years ago, man. I arrested somebody for crapping in my car. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. Please like this if you can. Share it, subscribe. Please subscribe because I've got a lot of views, but the subscriber base is really low. So I need to get my subscribers up so that YouTube can start breaking me off some. I don't want to use their super chat and all that stuff because they get 40%. I don't want to use that. So, but other than that, I just want them paid. I'm not going to use Cash App, none of that other stuff. Cash App is going to be for donating reasons when we're going to donate for other reasons. Like the young lady who, the little 6-year-old that was killed in a McDonald's parking lot. And, where's Black Lives Matter there? BLM, where you at? Where you at? BLM don't stand for burger, lettuce, and mayonnaise. All right. So it's in a McDonald's parking lot. Where you at? All right. They're not doing anything for these people who've lost from random gun violence, dealing with gun. Go protest in front of the people who shot the little girl up, which they already made an arrest. They did make an arrest, and I believe the guy was shot. He was in the office. He in the hospital. He survived. But the guy, they did make an arrest on that shooting. But subscribe. Do me a favor. Just go ahead and subscribe, like, share it. Go back and look in the video. If you have any other questions, go back and watch the video, slow it down if you have to, freeze the frame. And this is going to make it a lot simpler with that those boxes not being necessary, especially that big 3500 form. You know which one I'm talking about. That form 3500, that form is not even necessary. That's only if you have the bond in your possession that you need to fill that out. You don't need it. And you need a medallion. Get the medallion. All right, it's what she said. Get the medallion. All right. All right, folks. Sorry about the beginning. I accidentally hit that button. I'm definitely, matter of fact, as soon as I end this live, I am going to remove that function off of this thing so that I wouldn't accidentally do it again. If I accidentally hit anything, I want to accidentally hit that button there. Okay, I'm trying to see what yeah, I wasn't able to read the chat or anything like that, but John was in the building taking care of y'all. Much props to John, my brother from another mother, away on the West Coast. Janita's in the house. Amina, I know my stuff didn't work out because I switched over to my Ecamm because I want my Ecamm, everything is connected to my Stream Deck, so all my screens and all that other stuff. So other than that, I'll get it straight next time because I have all my sound effects, just in case my mom would, tune in and I want to say a cuss word or something like that. I don't want to do that. Or even Joe Biden is in the house. Joe,
come on, man.
Okay, I'll leave you alone. All right, and then and when John started dropping bombs, I can do that. Oh, my boy Gerald, he's in the house. Let me see. I don't have a favorite comments things on here. Let me see. Let's see if I have favorite comments in here. If they flag the comments. No. I'm just checking to see if what other functions, because this is my second time using this, but I don't know all of the true functions of this Ecamm program that I'm using. Anyway, let me get off of this because my voice is starting to shake on me. So Again, subscribe, share. Please do that. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mother, father, grandfather, everyone that can act, that has a social security number. Send this request in. Send that form in. All right. You can find that form on Treasury Direct. The form is located on the site. Later on tonight, I'll go ahead and post a link to the forms in the description on YouTube. So it'll be down the bottom in the description. I'll post the links to those forms in there, and as well as the Treasury Direct site. And go in, like I said, just don't make this more difficult than what it is, because we were stressing about having to do that, all those, having to show the bond and all that other stuff, when you really don't even have to show it. You just have to have a date range in that one box. Okay. All right, folks. Until the next video, I'm out. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.